Hello, everyone. Welcome to Adobe Live. My name is James Bonanno, and I am joined by Jillian Nicole Smith today, a TikToker, filmmaker, expert of all things transitions and editing. Welcome, Jillian. It's a pleasure to have you.
Thank you. I am so excited to be here. So excited.
Yes, as we can all tell, this is going to be some amazing energy. We're really going to dive into some incredible techniques in Premiere Pro. So before we kick things off and let Jillian take it from here, I just want to welcome everyone to the chat. Hi, Steve. Hi, Val. Kiss My Creative. Hello. Welcome, everybody. It's a pleasure to have you. Phil. It's going to be a fun one today. So very excited. So Jillian, before we get started, I just want to touch on a few housekeeping items. Please make sure that if you're joining us for the first time, you head over to behance.net/Adobe Live. That is where you will be able to add all your questions, your comments, and follow along in the chat for today and tomorrow. Please make sure to start your day off with the Photoshop Creative Challenge hosted by Paul Tranny every day at 9 a.m. Pacific time. Paul's a good friend and he's an awesome host. And this week, all the challenges will be typography related in partnership with the hashtag 36 days of type. So super exciting stuff there. And yeah, tune in and challenge yourself. I might be doing the same. Check out the new Illustrator Creative Challenge with Andrew Hockrottle every weekday at 11:30 a.m. Pacific, right before this stream. So same thing, tune in, challenge yourself. It's an amazing medium. So that being said, all my intros are taken away, and I want to hand it over to you, Jillian. I'm super excited to hear your story, to see what you're going to be getting into today. So why don't you just give the audience a little intro as to who you are and what you're going to be working on over the next 2 days.
Yeah, totally. So my name is Jillian. I am a content creator. I'm currently in LA right now, and I moved here about a year ago to pursue social media and pursue video creation, because it's literally like such a big passion of mine. Like if I could do this for the rest of my life, I literally would. And yeah, and I have been using Premiere for like about a few months now, and it has totally been such an amazing learning process. And I've just learned so much, and it's totally like made me be able to push past what I thought I could do, as opposed to like other editing apps and stuff. Like I like kid you not, like you can literally do anything in Premiere Pro. Like it's actually crazy. But yeah, so I've been doing it for a few months. It's totally been such an amazing learning process. And a little bit about like my personal story. So I am able to be out in LA because I am on TikTok, and that's what I do for my living right now. I'm a video creator on TikTok, and it's really exciting because what I'm going to be teaching you guys today is a transition video. And transition videos, I started making them about a year ago, and that's how I actually blew up on TikTok. I totally didn't even like expect to blow up or like to get, as many followers as I have now. It was kind of just something fun that I wanted to try. And I remember like going on my like For You page and being like, oh, like these are really cool. like what are these videos? And literally immediately I like pulled out my phone. I was like, okay, let's try some of this. Like, let's see what happens. And I posted them, and they started gaining a lot of traction. Like people really liked them, and they're just so fun to make. And again, with Premiere, I'm able to like make them so much better and so much cooler.
Awesome.
And yeah, it's been so amazing, this whole process, and to be where I am at now, able to partner with Adobe and do a live stream for you guys. Like that's literally insane. That's literally insane to me.
I love the energy. I love how passionate you are and excited you are. And I think it's just great that you're here. I think giving us your time and really going through some of what has made you blow up. I was checking out your TikTok. My wife and I are on TikTok as well, but not nearly as many followers as you have. And if you're on the stream, head over to Jillian's TikTok. That's where you're going to be able to see a lot of these awesome transitions that we're going into today. But I think for me, like coming from a traditional filmmaking background, going to film school, doing the whole thing, I've been doing this for about 10 to 15 years, like TikTok and the whole short form medium is so new still in its, in its infancy. And for you to really start there and like create now what could be a really, great career and something you're passionate about is amazing.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. And again, it's like, it's never something I've thought I would see myself doing. And like, just the opportunity came, and like here I am now.
I love
It's
that.
awesome. It's awesome.
I love that. Well, we're really excited to have you, walk us through Premiere Pro again. To those that are, new to this kind of format, and to those in the chat, please make sure to ask any questions that you have for Jillian, for myself. I'm going to be feeding those to her. And I guess without further ado, Jillian, just take it away. Let us know what you're going through today. I know you mentioned some work in Mogerts, some work with keyframing. So a lot of really exciting stuff for those in the chat that want to learn how to create some compelling short form TikTok videos.
Yeah, awesome. And I do have a quick little slideshow, super quick, with just a few of some transition videos that I've made, just to kind of give you guys a better idea of, what like a video like we're going to be making today. So here's my little presentation. So let's see. So this is me getting started on TikTok. And these are like some of the first transition videos that I posted, and kind of like looking back on them now, like they are good, but like just comparing them to like what I do now is just it's kind of cool seeing that. So here is one of the first videos I made. So that's so awesome. One of the videos. And then this is another very early on. Cool.
You like cutting your head off.
Oopsie. Yeah, I do. I really like pulling my head off. I really do. And then, so these are my first like mega viral videos.
Wow.
So this one, yeah, I know it's like crazy, like looking at this number, but this first one, I got 35.3 million views on it, about like 7 million likes. And this was like an underwater transition video, and like no one had ever done this before. So I think that's like another reason why it was able to gain so much traction. So this is it.
I tried to scream, but my head was underwater.
Oh, totally.
Wow.
Like I'm not just somebody's...
On my keyboard. Okay.
That is awesome. 35 million. I can't even imagine having a video that goes that viral. Did those pick up right away, or were those something that you started posting and then all of a sudden one day, like something happened that made it go viral?
Yeah. So it was like kind of out of the blue. And I had posted a few transition videos prior to that, and they kind of weren't like at the level of this. It was just kind of like simple, like going like, that and like the basic ones. And yeah, they got like a few thousand views, but like at that time I was like, okay, like a few thousand, like okay.
Yeah.
But like then it just kind of made like a huge jump, and it like absolutely blew my mind. I remember like being in my room, and like it was like 3 a.m. when it started blowing up, and I like kept refreshing, and it was like 1,000 more views, then like 10,000 more views every second. I was like, oh my God, like I was like calling my mom and my sister. I was like, oh my gosh, like I don't know what's happening, like it's blowing up.
That's amazing.
It was so crazy. And then this one was probably one of the craziest videos that I've ever made, and it got 84.3 million views, which is, I can't even like fathom that number. But yeah, so here, let me play it.
Wow.
Yeah,
wow.
And it's actually crazy. Off of that single video alone, I gained over 1 million followers.
Wow.
Off of that one video.
Yeah, I actually so to go off of that, like my other question, and I'm sure a lot of people in the chat want to know this too, is, with TikTok, and getting this many views, it's not like YouTube where you're getting paid AdSense on those videos, but you probably have gained a lot of like partnerships and obviously recognition through just these two videos, right?
Right. Yeah, exactly. That's actually, it's really interesting. That's how the first video, the underwater video, that's how my current manager like reached out. That's because of that video is wow. Like he reached out to me, and I'm like still signed with him today, and he's amazing. And it's like crazy how like one video can just open up so many doors and so many opportunities. So like to everyone out there too, if you're like wanting to make content and post, just go for it. Literally just go for it. Post whatever, post like what, you know, makes your creative juices flow and what makes you happy, and just go for it, because like, why not, you know? Because that's the mindset I had.
Yeah. And like, you really don't have anything to lose, and clearly you're passionate about it. And I think like the amazing thing about the time we're living in, as you have shown us here, and as we all kind of know, is if you have this desire to just create these really cool videos. I mean, these videos are so viral in my opinion, because you can watch them over and over again. And there was a significant amount of work that went into making them that way. Like that definitely doesn't go unnoticed, but you can do this today and not have to have a traditional, like, let's go spend 4 years in film school. And while that's great, and I wouldn't trade that, I think there's a whole nother world that's opened up these kind of opportunities. So I'm really excited to just kind of talk to you more about it. And again, everyone in the chat here, it seems like everyone's super, super excited. So Kiss My Creative had a question.
Yeah.
How many takes do you have to do to create something like this?
Yeah, so it definitely, I would say it took longer, like towards the beginning. I feel like I've kind of gotten used to it, kind of gotten it down. But towards the beginning, I mean, it could be like as many as like 50 takes for one clip, because you have to like time it just right. And like, I'm a very like perfectionist person too when it comes to these videos. So if like one little frame is off, I'm like, okay, gotta redo it. Like it needs to like, it like needs to be perfect. And people also always ask how long it takes for me to make these videos. And it's funny because some people are like, oh, like what, like half an hour, 45 minutes? It usually takes me about 3 to 4, sometimes 5 hours to make these videos. So it's definitely very time consuming, but like totally worth it.
I totally believe it. And again, it does show. And as a filmmaker myself, I know how much work goes into the like pre-planning, especially something like this. I think the misconception is like, oh, you made these really short viralish videos. It takes you 10 minutes to do. And it's actually the opposite. It almost takes longer to make something feel the way you have it, where it just continuously loops, and people just can't stop but be like, oh my God, how did she do this? Or where did her head go? Like what happened? You know, like, and just laughing and enjoying it. So you've done an amazing job, and I'm really excited to kind of see you break some of that down and go through what you're working on today.
Thank you. Yeah. And I have like, oopsies, I keep playing that. I have like 3 more videos to show, or should we just like jump right in?
No, let's, I mean, we have tomorrow as well. So whatever you either don't get to today, everyone, again, we're going to be back tomorrow. So we have plenty of time today, but I think people are really enjoying seeing some of these videos, as am I. And I love the SpongeBob shirt. Yeah,
right. No, that's what a lot of people commented too. They were like, where'd you get that? I honestly haven't. Okay. All right.
Oh my God. Yeah, that one is amazing. Man, the old school Game Boy too, though, just right? Throwing some nostalgia back in there.
Yeah, no, totally. And like, well, first off, like Game Boy, that was like literally my childhood, like obsessed. And I was like, I can make a transition out of that. So I literally like printed, and I like came up with that transition too. I literally like got a picture off of the internet, printed it on the like piece of paper. And that's like when I took it out and I like did a transition like that. And like, that hasn't really like been done before. And I just like, kind of just, as you can see, like kind of compared to like the first videos I showed, it's kind of getting, you know, higher and higher in terms of like pushing past the boundaries.
Right.
But yeah. All right. And then here is the second video.
Oh my God. And so like that would continue, like if you're on TikTok, that would continue to loop, right? So
yes, exactly.
You almost like most of these, I think on here, you don't really get that same vibe because obviously they have to stop, but that's probably what makes a lot of these so viral, right?
Exactly. Yeah. Because honestly, sometimes people don't even know like when it ends. Like I always get so many comments like, when does it end and stuff? Because like, I don't know, just like that whole loop factor is very, very enticing. And I think it's very engaging. And like you said, I think that does help like with making videos a lot more viral, because people want to like keep rewatching and they're like, wait, like the video never stopped. Wait, let me watch it again.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah. Usually I feel like it takes like 3 or 4 times for most people to just be like, oh my God, I watched this 4 times already.
Exactly.
I'll just keep watching it.
Yeah,
It's fine.
exactly. Right.
We had a question in the chat here.
Totally.
Yeah, you're getting, I mean, a lot of people are super interested in what you're doing here. Voodoo
Cool.
Val wants to know how you do the effect where you pick up the text caption with your hand.
Totally. Yeah. So I basically like type it out onto a like just like a Google document, and then I make it sideways, and then I like cut it out, and I basically have a digital, I put that like digitally onto the screen, so it'll be on there, and then I'll grab it, and then what I do is I cut it right as I'm grabbing it, and then I take that like physical form of the text that I have, and I like put it in my hand. And it's like, this is why it takes a lot of tries to do, because I'm like, I have to like literally stay in the exact same position. Right. And I like, if you like seeing the behind the scenes, it's like kind of like I look kind of crazy, because I'm literally like, for that instance, I'm like this, and then I like grab the the text, and I'm like this, and I like have the same face, and then I basically just cut it. Cool. So then like right at that, so it's like that exact timing, and then it looks like it's going from right like on the screen. I grab it, just because I like printed it out and stuff, and then it's like in the physical form, and then I'm like, whoa, like
nice.
Yeah.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, all the little tips and tricks. It is really fascinating, and maybe we can hop right into Premiere and start kind of going through some of these things as we're editing. So any of these questions, continue, everyone in the chat, to throw them our way. We're going to get a behind the scenes look at Jillian's process here, and I'm sure we're going to learn a lot once we actually go through the edit as well.
Yeah. So basically what I have right now, I just have all of my clips put together. This is basically like how I do my process. I just like record in my camera app, and then I kind of like map it out too. Like I write on my notes, like literally just on like my notes app, like what I want to do for like each clip and stuff. And then basically just film those clips, and I do a lot of takes, and then put it into Premiere, see which one works best, because one of them like will work. And yeah, so this is just like all the raw footage, no editing. So I have this, I'll just like go through the clips super quick so we can kind of get an idea of what this video is going to entail.
Before you start, I have a quick question. So are you, it's obvious that one of the big, when you're match cutting, right, and when you're cutting a lot of these clips together, do you have a tripod that you have your phone on, or do you just kind of like position it somewhere in the room? Yeah, so I actually have, it's over there. I have my ring light, and that's also like another part to these videos, just like going over all the tips and tricks. Another key thing if you want to like make a good quality transition video is lighting. So make sure you're either like in front of a window with good lighting, or you have a ring light, and basically, yeah, it's on a tripod, and then I have like my ring light there, and then I just literally just like stick my phone in there, and then yeah, record in the camera app. But yeah, definitely lighting is very, very key, because that also just makes, I mean, that makes the video look better, and it also like helps in like showing how smooth the transitions and stuff can be. Yeah, absolutely. Cool. Yeah. So this first clip, I'm kind of like, this is like my hallway, and also LED lights are very, very helpful in making transition videos. They're really, really cool. Any sort of like trippy sort of lighting, like I'll play this. You can see it's like, ooh, like flashing and stuff. But so that's like my first clip. And then you see I like swipe away, and then I go like that. And then it's going to transition into, and then I also have this, I'll show you this like later, what I'm going to do with this, but I'm basically going to have it I have this clip of just like the background, and it's going to make me like go back and forth in between. So it's going to make me like appear and like not appear, not appear, just to add to that like trippy little element. Cool. So you essentially have like a plate that you're shooting. That's just in case you have to come back to, and that's on the same tripod, same frame. So yeah. So, and it's literally like, I usually keep the video running. So when I recorded the first clips, I literally just kept the video running. So I knew it was in like the same exact spot. So you can see
like as I go over here, it's like the same exact background. Cool. So it's going to be like that kind of
magic.
Yeah, right. Let's see. So yeah, so then I have that clip, and then after this clip, right, where I kind of go down like that, it's gonna be like a hoodie change. And these are honestly like really simple transitions to do, the quick hoodie color change. And they look so cool, but they're like super simple. So that's one of my like recommendations if you're making a transition video. Definitely utilize that because it's pretty easy, but it blows people's minds.
And I mean, in this case too, like the hoodies, I was going to actually ask you before, like how many hats and different color hoodies you have, because
my gosh.
if everything was just white, right, or like everything was the same color, the transition would fall a little bit flatter, right?
Exactly. Yeah. So like when I first started doing transition videos, I only had like 2 different color hoodies, but then I was like, wait, what if I just got like the whole entire rainbow? So I literally like went online, got like, you should see my closet. It's like it's literally just hoodies, every single color of every single hoodie, and like different designs and graphics and different hoodies and stuff, just because, right, it's also like that's just that engaging factor too, because people are like, oh, like what color hoodie she's gonna change into next, rather than just, you know, keeping it the same color the whole time. It's definitely like more engaging.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, but I do get asked that a lot. People are always like, how many hats, how many hoodies do you have? And I'm like, oh, you don't want to know. So many.
Well, that's like a part of the process too, you know, even with, especially now with like videos on your phone, the production quality is beginning to match what you would shoot on a camera too. So the same methods are taken where you're thinking about wardrobe, you're thinking about location, you're thinking about all the things you would think about when making a regular video applies to these as well. So exactly.
Yeah, no, I feel like I am like, in a way, sometimes like a director, because I also like telling like stories and stuff with my videos. There's a few videos I have on my TikTok. Also, if you guys do want to check out my TikTok is Jillian Surfs. And you can look through, I actually have a little, at like the top of my profile, I have a little section that's transitions. If you just want to look at all my transition videos.
Absolutely.
Just wanted to mention that if you guys are interested. But yeah, let's see. So the next thing I have that, and this is one of my favorite parts. This is going to be really, really cool. And I am planning on doing this in today's live stream, which we also do have a live stream tomorrow, which I'll be like finishing this video and stuff, but I hopefully am going to be able to get a good amount of this video done. But after this transition, as you can see, I'm like, like shooting my arm out. I'm actually going to be like masking or like keyframing like a spider web, like shooting it. And it's really cool because I kind of found a way to make it super smooth and like, so it like shoots out, right? And then when I pull back, I'm gonna like use, you'll see it, but I'll use like the position and scale to like slowly move forward as like the spider web is, I'm pulling it in. And then this clip is when now it's like I've caught the camera, right? So it's like from that to pulling it, and then I'm like, yeah. So it's basically like the thing is I'm like shooting my phone with the spider web and then catching it in my hand. Which, I love that. I mean, I feel like Spider-Man, so I mean, I'll take that.
Everyone loves a good Spider-Man reference, honestly.
Right? He is really the best.
Yeah. I agree.
But let's see. So then after this, this is kind of like a more simple transition, one of the more basic ones that you'll see. And it's just kind of like a simple, I mean, like, I don't know if you're at the beginning of this live stream, I was kind of like demonstrating a little bit like how it looks, but that's just like a simple one. And then another simple one too is like pulling back up. So as you can see, then I'm here and then I just pull back up. And then this is another example of a hoodie change. So I go like this. So I'll just go like frame by frame. You can see I like squish it, right? I know I look a little crazy.
I love like, you just look like you're going into some like little vortex of
right. I'm like, I know. So then it goes to that. And then this is again, like a pretty simple transition here. So then I'll do this, and then you'll see when I'm like starting to crop and edit this, which we'll be doing soon. it's gonna like look super, super smooth, and it's gonna look like I literally just like edited like the color on there, but it's literally all about, you know, getting your hoodie, changing the hoodie, and like staying, as long as you stay in the exact same position, like you're golden, and it'll look super, super smooth and super, super cool. And then I actually,
so would you say like, as kind of a tip for these types of transitions, right? Like if you were going to give somebody three of your biggest tips, would you say like, obviously staying in that one position, you know, with a tripod would be one of them. And then it seems like you use a lot of movement as well to really kind of like change from one spot to another. And that probably covers a lot of those cuts, right?
Right. Exactly. Yeah. So like you said, that is definitely one of my biggest tips I will give you guys is make sure that your phone, whatever you're recording on, is completely stable, because I have had to redo like whole entire videos if my phone is just like the littlest bit moved. So definitely make sure your phone or camera is completely stable, because that's the only way that it's gonna be like a completely smooth, seamless transition, which is what we want.
Right.
So yeah, definitely very, very important to do that. And then also, staying in the same position yourself, like when you have the hoodie going like that, change hoodies real quick. Make sure you can also check, you know, back on the clip you just recorded. Just make sure you're in the same exact position. But also it's good because the more movement that you have in videos, the easier that it's going to be for it to look clean. Right. Cause like, I mean, imagine I'm like going like that in like a transition video and like that's, no matter how close I get it, it's really not going to look clean. But if I, you know, keep it fast and quick, like these hoodie ones are going like that super fast, even if it's like you're a little bit off or it's not completely like in line, because it's because it's fast, it is going to be like seamless.
Yeah. And really, I mean, you're like a sleight of hand magician. So the faster you can get with these transitions, like you're going to fool people. And in turn, like you showed before, a video is going to go viral because a lot of people are trying to be like, oh my God, like, how did she just do that? And so they'll slow it down. They'll watch it 10, 15 times, try to do it themselves. And that I think helps for the, you know, viral aspect of it.
No, totally. And that actually, now that you bring that up, that actually is one of the ways that I learned how to do transition videos, because a lot of it was like watching other people's videos. And I literally was like, I was like, how are people doing this? So I like saved the video and I would slow it down frame by frame, figure out, you know, exactly how it's done. And then I just like reciprocated that. And that's how like I am where I am now, you know, like kind of learning from other people, but then also getting to the point where I can come up with new transitions, because I did post a lot of videos on TikTok where I was like coming up with a new transition, and people were like, oh my gosh, like, whoa, like what? And then people would be like, oh my gosh, like teach me. So that's like another aspect too. I also blew up from doing transition tutorials, which is why I'm like so excited to, you know, teach you guys like how to do this and like how to edit it, because like I think having someone to kind of teach you and like walk you through it is going to be like game changer. And in all aspects too, even if you don't want to make a transition video, just like learning different elements of like video making and you know, different things like, you know, having good lighting and like different tips like that. It's all very beneficial, even if anyone watching at home isn't, you know, planning on making a transition video. This is all very, very useful stuff.
Could not agree more.
Yeah. All right. So this is I love this transition. I think this one's really, really cool. So I'm like here, right? I just did the hoodie change, and then I come out and I'm going to cut it here. And then I start the video, and I'll give you guys a little, I usually, you know, don't tell people this because I like to kind of keep my tricks a secret, but obviously I'm going to be totally transparent since you guys are watching. But in order to do this, people always ask how I do this. I put my hoodie inside, or I put my pillow inside of my sweatshirt, inside my hoodie. And so you'll see when I throw it up, right, it looks like, oh my God, like what happened like to my torso or like my body. So you can see it kind of goes like that. And it's just like really, really trippy, that whole aspect. People really, really love this transition when I like throw the hoodie up. So I throw it up, and it's actually, I'll play it super quick. I recorded this one in slow motion. So it's like kind of sick. Like it's like slowing down and then it like speeds back up, just to like add that that other element of like trippiness. And then the next clip is me now in the sweatshirt. And I am like, basically I like look back at my clip and I'm just in the same position that I threw the hoodie in, and I like land in that. And then I punch the screen and then I like change my outfit, and then I punch the screen again with my little bucket hat. Also, I do have probably 30 different bucket hats. Just if you guys were wondering, bucket hats are really, really nice for transition videos, and I have many of those.
If you had if you had a neighbor watching through like the window or something, or just like seeing this whole process, they'd be like, what is happening right now?
No,
like,
literally they would probably like be
doing?
so concerned. They like come knocking on my door like, are you okay? Like, what are you doing? And like another thing too, like when I first started making videos, I would literally do them at like 4 a.m. and stay up till like 9 a.m. because this was like during quarantine. I mean, like everyone's sleep schedule was kind of off during quarantine, I feel like. But I literally would like be up like so late. And yeah, no, I definitely have thought of that. I'm like, what if people are just like watching me through the window? Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, what are you doing over there?
Like,
you're like, don't, just trust the process.
Trust the process. Wait for the result. You'll see. You'll see. But yeah, then I punch it. And then this one's a really, really easy transition, but it looks super sick. Basically like slide it across like that. And then the next clip is me having like my sweatshirt off and then like me holding my hat. So it literally looks like I just somehow ripped like my hat and my sweatshirt off of myself. And so that one's like really trippy and cool. And let's see. And then I kind of push out into the camera. And this is going to be another really cool thing that I'm going to teach you guys how to do. I'm going to mask myself onto an image or like onto a video of me pulling out with my phone. So you'll see I'm like looking around. So the clip isn't going to look like this. It's going to be me holding my phone, and this video is going to be on the phone. Cool. Right. So yeah, so it's going to be super sick. And then let's see. Then after that, I kind of clap, and then I'm like back into a different sweatshirt, and then I pull up. And then this is kind of a similar transition to the yellow hoodie one where I threw it up into the air. I also put it in my pillow in my sweatshirt. It's kind of like trippy, right? It like literally looks like
the secret sauce.
Yeah, right. So I do that, and then I like whack it down, and then you'll see in this next clip is when is how that transition is going to work. So I'm going to like then put the sweatshirt on, then go down with my head, and then I'm going to swipe across with my hand. This is another pretty simple transition. And then I kind of get ready, and then I swipe across like that. And then this is the head turn one, which I'm so excited for. People like, this is honestly like people's favorite transition, because
it's like, this is the one where your head falls off.
Yep. It's the one where I like literally go like that, and it's like spinning, and like those, like that is definitely like that's definitely a favorite by many people. So you can kind of see the, oh, there's my face. You can kind of see the behind the scenes of like what that entails. So this is a pretty long clip because I have to like go back and forth. I remember like, especially when I first was doing this head turn one, I literally like, it would hurt my neck so much, but I finally got to the point where I was like, I was able to get it down and not hurt my neck, because people are like, how are you doing that? But yeah, I do look a little crazy in these clips. Like
if you like sped it up, it looks like an Eminem music video or something, like schizophrenic, like Eminem, just right? Like crazy.
What's it called? Yeah, so I'll definitely be going through that long clip. Cool. And then the last thing, I land back into my like hoodie, and then that's the end. And then
awesome.
Yeah, and then over here, this is just I'll move this over once we start with the masking. But this is the clip of me pulling out with my phone. That'll be what like the video will be on there.
Sweet.
And then this one is the Spiderman Web one. So I'll show you guys how to like keyframe that, how to get rid of the background so it's transparent, how to edit to like make it a little bit brighter, a little bit more contrast, how to do all that. So yeah,
Sweet.
that's basically like the timeline of
Okay, cool.
what we're going to be working on. So I guess I'll just hop right into
Yeah,
it.
let's dive right in, and everyone is very excited. Honestly, it seems like what did Voodoo Val says there's like flashing lights, loud thumping, and Jillian in her house pretending to rip her own head off. So
Yep, basically.
totally
Yeah.
normal, nothing to see. I agree.
Totally fine.
So yeah, it's I feel like yeah, just hop right in. I know you do have a lot to kind of go over, but I will continue to feed you questions as you edit. It is not the easiest thing to live edit and talk at the same time. So feel free to just get in there and yeah, we'll just admire your creativity. I'm honestly like curious as to how you come up with these ideas, because so much of it is like you're talking through all this as if you've thought about this a million times, but it's not a thought that goes through my head on a daily basis. Like, oh man, like I could rip my head off, then I can replace it with this. And so do you just find inspiration from other videos? Are you just, you're wired that way?
Definitely a lot of inspiration from other videos. And it's kind of weird to say, but I literally sometimes just like look around in my room and I like see different objects and I'm like, huh, like I can make a transition video out of that. Like one of an old transition video is just like a one transition clip, but I have like a guitar and a ukulele, and I did like a cool like transition where I was like holding my ukulele, and then I like did that, and then it was like to my guitar. So I literally just like look around, and like all this stuff like gives me inspiration, but definitely watching other people's videos and other transitioners who are like kind of making the same videos as me, that definitely gives me a lot of inspo. But yeah, so I'm just gonna kind of go through what I would do, like my normal organic process. And I do like to start, like, as you can see, with all of these clips out, and they're raw. So I need to crop them, start making them smooth, and I'm gonna do that. And then I'll go back in and start doing, you know, all the editing, all that fun stuff. So I'll start by cropping like the first few clips. So this clip is me, let's see. This clip is me just like looking kind of down and then looking up, and it's flashing. And then I swipe away, and I'm actually gonna be swiping away like a title. So you'll be able to kind of see how I do that. And then I like to go frame by frame. And again, another tip that I have to making the videos like super smooth, definitely go in frame by frame and try and look for like what has the most motion, right? Like I wouldn't want to cut it here because it's like stable. It almost looks like a picture, right? But if, you know, as I go a little bit more forward, you can see that motion. So if you have motion at the end of the clip and then motion at the beginning of the next clip, it's going to make that like seamless transition that we want. So
that's a really good point too. And I wanted to mention that earlier too, like what you're doing with transitions is different than like in-camera transitions. Your transitions are unique because all your transitions are actually being done by you as like the talent and as the subject in the frame, whereas other people might use the camera or use the phone as the transition. So those same principles apply, but you're making sure that you're cutting on that movement into another thing that you're moving the next frame. So I think that's really interesting.
Yeah. And it is interesting too, because that actually is how I started. I started by like holding the camera and doing like, and I still, you know, sometimes do that and incorporate that into my transition videos, but like, you know, swiping, just because that almost is like a little bit easier. But once you get to the point where you're like having your camera, you know, set up and like stabilized, everything has to be like, you know, perfect. So it definitely is a lot harder. But I feel like I've grown a lot. I've learned a lot over the year of me doing transition videos. So I think I'm like at that point where I can like successfully and like smoothly do it that kind of way. So let's see. So I think I'm going to cut it here. And then all I'm going to do, I'm just going to highlight over this clip. And then to cut it, I'm just going to do hold down Command and then K. And that's just going to be a quick way to cut and like splice your videos. And so I'll do that. And then we can just get rid of this clip because that's just we just want the ending of this. And then for this one, let's see, it's actually going to be this one, because this one is we'll work on that later, but that's the one where I'm going to be flashing in and out. but let's work on this transition. So it's going to look like this. And let's see. So it'll be, I have like that kind of motion. And then for this, I'm just going to look for motion in this as well. So either this or this. I mean, I might go back and forth. I always like to do trial and error. So if I cut it, it's not like the end all. It might, I might switch it again, but I'm just going to do that Command K again, and then just delete that clip. And then let's put these clips together and let's see how this transition is working. So that's pretty smooth right there. I do like that. So let's play it real time, because sometimes when you're going clip by clip, it can look really smooth. But if you're doing it real time, you're like, oh, maybe I want to do like 1 frame more on the first clip. So let's see how this works. Walking forward. Yeah, so that's
so good.
That's pretty smooth. So I'm pretty happy with that.
And with such like just vigor, you're like, I'm getting in here.
Yeah, right. Oh yeah, no, because I also because the next thing that I'm gonna be doing, well, first I'm gonna edit all the clips together, but in this next, I almost said scene. I mean, it's kind of like a scene.
It's a scene, yeah.
Right? Yeah. In the next clip, I'm gonna be going like that, and then pulling the camera in. So I was kind of like, trying to get into that like Spider-Man mode. Like, I don't know, I was trying to be all like confident and like, just because, I mean, that can kind of add to a video. I feel like me being all like serious and stuff is cooler than me just being like, walking up like that, definitely like adds an element. So there's like a lot of different things that go into, making a video really, really cool and smooth, and just having all those really cool elements. So
well, there's so much personality too in you as part of it too. And if that falls flat, then you have a lot of other people on TikTok that are going to do what you're doing, but maybe with a different personality. And so to stand out, you really need all those elements to function together.
Totally. And like, as I've been, doing this for the past year, that's something that I've been learning, that it's not just about, oh, the transitions have to look smooth or like all this stuff. It's like, no, like there's different things that go into it. Like, like your facial expressions, right? And like also telling a story. Because there have been like quite a few videos where I literally like come up with a whole storyline, and I'm like, okay, what, like, even though it's like just like a normal, like cool transition video, there's literally like meaning behind it,
right?
Which I've kind of like progressed to and like gotten to that point, which I mean, like, I think that's like, that's pretty cool. And that definitely like ups the ante, and, totally like just makes me, push beyond the boundaries and like keep pushing,
Absolutely.
So let's see. So this is when I pull back, and again, I'm gonna show you guys how to edit on this really cool Spiderman pull thing. So I might be cropping this a little bit later, but for now, I'll just crop it about here because there is still motion. So again, make sure the clip is highlighted as well. And then I'll just make it a little bit bigger. Make sure the clip is highlighted, and just to go over it again, if you guys want to easily cut a clip, hold down Command and then press K, and then it will cut that right there exactly where you want it. All right, and then this next clip. So we're not gonna be working on that right now. So I'm just gonna move that clip over there. That was the clip of me, or the background kind of clip where I'm going to be flashing in and out. But for now, we'll just move that over there.
Philip in the chat says that next year all the hoodies will be Louis Vuitton. I think that's a nod to your upcoming success.
Oh my gosh, that's really nice.
Yeah, maybe we'll have you on next year when you have all Louis sweatshirts.
All my Louis Vuitton, Gucci,
all your Louis hoodies.
Yeah, all my Louis hoodies.
That's awesome.
Let's hope. Let's see. So after that, let's go over here, and then again, I cut it about here. And again, I might be editing it a little bit as we start kind of adding the Spider-Man thing, like seeing what works best. But let's see. So here is just me pulling, right? It's going from like me shooting the web, and that now I'm like holding the phone to kind of give that cool effect. So I think it definitely like does take trial and error. But for now, I think I'll I'll probably cut it here because there is still that motion. And then every time you click forward, it's like zooming in. So I'm gonna, I'll edit it here. And again, we can always go back and fix it up. But for now, we'll do it like that. And this, this isn't gonna look too smooth because I need to still edit the this clip to kind of zoom in line with my hand pulling back. Gotcha. So it's not going to look too smooth, but I mean, it still works. It still works. But just you wait when I start editing and kind of adding all that cool stuff. So that's what that looks like right now. Actually, that is actually pretty smooth right now.
The crazy thing is too, like with the I think a lot of people in editing clips like this would maybe keep those clips too long, and because you've been doing this a little while, and cutting them even shorter is better, especially for a TikTok video. I mean, like you need it to be a minute or less, and you have a lot of clips in here. So most of them, in your opinion, would you say like the most viral ones and the ones that pick up the most traction are like 30 seconds and less?
And usually, they're usually actually like 15 seconds or less. Yeah. Because it's crazy. Like, 15 seconds of a transition video takes like 4 or 5 hours. Yeah, so it's like, it would be, it is a lot harder and more time consuming to make like a 30-second transition video. But definitely, like specifically with TikTok, it's very, fast paced. People lose interest easily. You want to keep them engaged. So I never try and like, hold out on like a clip for too long, because like even that one too long of a clip can make people like swipe away, Right. So I always try, and that's just like another kind of element and like factor I like to consider and focus on, is definitely keeping it super, super fast paced. And yes, definitely my most viral transition videos have been the ones that are like super, super fast, because it's also a thing of people, it's so fast that people have to like rewatch it because they're like, how did that just happen? What just happened? No, literally. And so that's kind of like what I learned, because like initially when I wasn't getting that many views on my transition videos, they were like slower. It was kind of like whatever. But then I realized through trial and error and like different types of videos that I posted, faster, the quicker it is, the more engagement and the more people are gonna like be engaged and want to like watch it again, and like not really be able to like understand what's going on. So because again in TikTok specifically, like watch time is like the biggest factor. Just again, if you guys want to like get started on TikTok or like really try and make your account and like make really cool videos, watch time, definitely consider that, because if it has really good watch time, it's going to get pushed out to like more and more audiences. And I feel like, again, that's like kind of what I've learned throughout this whole process. So definitely gotten to the point where it's like, it's gotta be super quick, super fast paced. And then there's a bunch of great things that come because of that, like cooler transitions. It's like trippier, and then more prone to, blowing up and hitting that viral video.
Yeah. And that is specific to TikTok and Instagram with Reels and YouTube Shorts, like all every platform is kind of moving in that direction. So there are certainly time and place for longer form, like more thought out videos. And not that these aren't thought out, because they clearly are, but like the quick pace nature is perfect for what you're doing. So
and like you said, it definitely depends on like the platform you're putting it on, right? Because it's like if you're making just like a regular YouTube video, you do want to focus more on like, those videos are going to be longer and all that stuff. But in like a super quick kind of like fast paced short video type of platform like TikTok, I mean, you got to like adapt to that, and you have a better chance of like going viral if you are able to keep the audience engaged, keep that watch time up and everything. But so those are some of my tips in terms of like, if y'all want to get started on TikTok and stuff, because it is really fun. And again, like me, I never saw myself like literally when I like was posting videos, I was like, this is just fun. This is cool. I think this looks cool. Maybe my friends will see it. And now it's like turned into my career. So
it's amazing.
Literally anyone watching, if you want to start, just go for it. Just do it. Because like, why not? See what happens. Right. Yeah. Like, and you don't want to like regret not trying something. Like, I feel like we always, regret the things we don't try. We don't ever regret the things we do, it's the things that we don't do. So getting a
Absolutely.
little philosophical there.
Hey,
but
that's okay. That's what these streams are for.
yeah,
You know, we like to have a nice little balance here with editing and philosophy and some good words
totally.
of encouragement for those that are watching. But yeah, keep
Cool.
on. We're flying right through. We got a little over an hour left. So I know
Alrighty.
it
Wow,
feels
time
like
does pass by really
time
fast.
flies. So I just want to make sure that you get to what you want to get done today. I know
Totally.
tomorrow we can continue to add to this, but for those watching, definitely want to get a little sneak peek into your process here.
Totally. Yeah. I actually like kind of just, sorry, I kind of just mindlessly did that little edit. But this is the next clip. So it's me just going down with my hand, and you want to, a tip for this, just make sure that like your hand is kind of like covering the whole screen. It's going to make it look smoother. And as you can see, there's motion in this. It doesn't just look like a still hand. So again, highlight the clip, press Command K, and delete that little clip afterwards. And then we'll move on to the next clip, which is now me in a different hoodie. And I'm like holding the sweatshirt like in my hand, right? Because I start off in an orange hoodie, and then I'm holding the that sweatshirt in my hand. So we will edit that super quick. So I'll probably do it about here, I would say. Again, this might take some like trial and error to see what looks the smoothest. And another thing too, which I will show you, if some clips like just aren't that smooth, but you like either don't feel like reshooting or you like can't because the camera was in the same position, I'm going to show you how to like use Premiere to your advantage. And especially like over here with the position and scale, if you need to like adjust or like zoom or anything like that to make it smoother, that's definitely gonna be able to like help with this. Because in this clip here, so that was pretty smooth. I think I'm gonna try and edit it like one frame. It's crazy with these kinds of videos because it's like every single frame matters.
It does, definitely.
You know, and that's something I've like come to realize, and it's like it's a little crazy, but that's just, you know, what it is. So
maybe you should just like make a little sweatshirt that like every frame matters. That could be your new like merch line, and that'll be your little like I feel like we got some sound bites coming in here, so I like that.
Yeah, I'll give you credit for that too.
Well,
that's actually awesome.
I was gonna mention one other tip too that you might get into today or tomorrow if there is like shakiness on your camera, your phone. The warp stabilizer is always another great option in effects. Like
Definitely.
You just throw that on there, and especially with a phone that's not super shaky, like that would do it too. So a lot of little tips and tricks in here.
Yeah, no, that is something that I have like utilized a lot. And it's literally like before, without like the warp stabilizer, it literally like didn't even look like a transition, but literally just like adding that alone, it was like the biggest difference ever. So that is definitely a very, very good tip. Yeah, so that's looking pretty smooth. Then we'll come back up here. And again, we want that motion. So keep the clip highlighted, Command K, and then we can get rid of my face. We can get rid of that clip afterwards, and then drag this clip over here, and we'll edit the beginning of this to try and make it as smooth as possible. So I always like to go back and kind of see like, okay, what was like the last frame? Like what is the closest that I can get it to looking like that? So it looks like that. And then what I'm doing, I basically like put on my hoodie again, and I'm just going to be pulling up. So I feel like that probably is going to be pretty good. So let's put this together and let's see how smooth that is. All right. Okay. That's pretty smooth.
Man.
Let's play it super quick. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. So that looks really, really good. And now for this next clip, like I was kind of explaining before, again, this might take a little bit of trial and error, but I think I want to, it's always a hard decision. It's like, do I want to split it here or here? I think I'll split it here just because like in this case, even though it is still, as long as both the clips aren't like still, like the next clip isn't like me completely like holding it in the same spot, like it'll look smooth. As long as one of the ends or beginnings of the clips are in motion, that's what's going to give you that smooth transition. So let's try this out. We're going to again do Command K, make sure to keep that highlighted. And then we'll come over here And then I believe it is this clip. Yes. So I will drag this clip over here. And
one thing that you do really well too, not to cut you off, keep
totally,
keep
no.
thing is I feel like in between these movements, you know, like you start the end of one clip is the beginning of the other clip in terms of the same match cut movement. And then rather than like moving and then just kind of waiting, you go right into the next movement, which I think is a really important. You're obviously making a conscious choice to do that, but that not only like there's no dead space, like there's no static space, which I think you do. That's why things move so fast. And I mean, obviously that's an important element in your videos, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, totally. Yeah, no, I'm really glad you mentioned that because I always like to kind of look back on where I came from, because before I did have like a lot of dead space, like you said, in between, and it was just like kind of awkward. It just like didn't look right. So essentially, like when you're recording like a single clip, you're essentially doing two transitions, right? Because you're doing, like for this clip, I'm doing the end of this transition, but then I'm also going immediately into the next transition. So that's why planning out, you know, what you want to be doing is like very, very helpful. And that's why I always like write stuff down in my notes and like just completely plan it out, because again, yeah, you are essentially doing two transitions in one clip and going like right from that last transition into the next one. So definitely takes a bit of practice to kind of like do that. But you know, as you start, if you are like wanting to make transition videos, as you start doing it, you'll figure out like, okay, what is going to like look the most natural after doing this? Because like, you know, going from that to like that's like pretty easy, you know, but it's definitely trial and error, because some aren't as like smooth, but you learn that as you go.
Yeah. And that, I mean, the shot list element of that too, that pre-planning, I think can't be overstated for these types of videos, and really for any videos that you want to have those transitions, because you can very easily just like shoot stuff you think in your head. But if you're not matching each one of those actions, it's going to look a little awkward. You're not going to have that same smooth motion. So it's easy, I think, for people to overlook that part of it that you've already put a lot of thought into. So
totally. Yeah.
Very
Cool. Okay. So then, yeah, for this clip, I definitely want motion in this. So again, I just changed hoodies. And I think I'll want it here because my hands are going to be in about the same position. So highlight the clip, Command K, just delete that one, and then drag this over. Also, as you can see, just like another quick Premiere Pro tip, you can see that this is like snapping, right? Like as you move this clip over, it's snapping on. So if you want to turn that on or turn that off, I definitely recommend it. But I mean, that's how I work. People work differently, but I do really like that, just so you know, it's like exactly there. It's this little horseshoe magnet thing. Yeah. So if you know, don't press that, it won't snap. But then once you do click on that, it's going to snap into your timeline. Because I remember when I was first learning Premiere, sometimes like I wouldn't realize that I would accidentally like unclick that, and I was like, wait, like how do I, like, why isn't it doing like what's going on? So I think if you press S or Command S, like one of those is the shortcut as you're on the timeline. So like if you're moving it, then one of those will take the snap off, and that's super helpful. Yeah, definitely. Okay, cool. So kind of going back and forth, let's kind of go slowly through that. So that's looking pretty smooth. Let's play it. Yeah. Okay, cool. I like that. So we'll definitely keep that. And as you can see, just in terms of tips on trying to make them the smoothest, you can see I'm like basically in the same position, but I mean, not exactly. Like, and when you play it through completely, it's very smooth. But if you go frame by frame, you know, it's not exactly the same, but as long as you have that motion, you're golden and you're fine. It doesn't need to be literally like the exact same spot, but just as close as you can get it. All right. Okay. This is I like this one. I really like this transition. I love how excited. It's awesome. It's like a contagious excitement for anyone who's watching and is not fired up about transition videos. Just, you're not in the right place, honestly. No, I literally love like these videos so much. Like it's just like going through the process, right? And then once you finally get that like final product and you get to get the reactions from people and stuff, it's like the best feeling ever. Yeah. Literally the best. So this is one of my favorite transitions. Let's see. So I, again, want to keep that motion. So I'm going to cut it probably about here and then highlight it. We'll do Command K, And then this next clip, this is the slow-mo clip that I recorded. And this is going to take a little bit of editing because let's see, the zipper it's pretty much in the same spot. But in order to make it smooth, it might take a little bit of using the position and scale, which I'm just getting all these clips together, and I'll definitely go over that soon.
Cool.
But let's see. So this is what let's just go over. This is what the last clip looked like. Always look at the last clip of that past like transition that you're doing, and try and just match it to what frame you think is like the closest. So I'm just gonna hover over this, and let's see. So I would say about here or here. I'm gonna try this clip right here. It's got a lot of motion. Might need to edit it a little bit. But let's just see what it looks like. Let's see. So it is it is a little bit off, but still pretty smooth. But as you can see, because I'm just like very, very nitpicky and perfectionist with these videos. But let's see, as the zipper is going up, you can kind of see it's like they're not exactly in the same position. So I will go over that soon on how to kind of like change the position and kind of just make it like as close to that last frame as possible. I'm just gonna zoom in here. I'm gonna test out to see what it would look like if it was like this clip real quick, and if that's like worse or better. Okay, so I think that's not as good. So I think I am gonna keep that. And another interesting thing too, these are a little bit off in color, as you can see. So we can definitely like go back in and adjust, the brightness or the contrast or the saturation, just to make it like the smoothest as possible. Because what happens, unfortunately, sometimes when making transition videos is that the lighting can change. Right. And when the lighting changes, that's not good. You don't want that, but sometimes it's like impossible to avoid. So then, you just use Premiere and edit it a little bit, and then you're fine.
Or you just shoot at 4 a.m. or at like 2 a.m. when it's dark outside, and you just have your ring light controlling the only light.
No, literally. No, and that's what I had to do. I'd have to like wait until it's dark because like it needed to just be completely dark and just my LED lights. So I'd always have to wait to do it at night. All right, and then this is when I'm like throwing it. And then here, I'll just like play it super quick. I just really like this one. I like the slow-mo, and then it like goes back, into the normal speed. I think that I've actually, that's like the first time me like trying to do like slow-mo in like my transition videos. It's because like sometimes I've done like choppy slow-mos, but like I literally recorded it, like on the camera app, like that slow-mo feature. So I thought that was like a cool thing, and definitely for my future videos, I'm going to utilize that.
I had a question while you're talking about.
Totally, yeah.
So are you shooting on an iPhone, and are you usually shooting in like 60 frames? Are you shooting in 30 frames? What's your settings when you're actually filming these videos?
Yeah, so I do shoot on an iPhone. I have a iPhone 12 Pro Max, I believe.
Cool.
Yeah, and then literally you just go to the camera app, and then I shoot in, it usually depends, but most often I'll be shooting in 30 frames per second, and just the normal 1080 HD, just like the normal kind of classic settings that it gives you. And then of course, if you want to do slow-mo, there's actually a way to go into settings, and you can like adjust if you want to make it 120 frames per second or 240 frames per second. In this one, I believe I just shot it 120 frames per second, but if you do want to make it like slower, which it can be slower and like kind of like smoother, you can change that setting. But for this, it's just 120 frames per second. And then it's all in my camera app. And then I just, put the clips onto Premiere and then just edit from there. It's like,
and do you airdrop all your clips then?
I airdrop. Yeah. Okay, airdrop is definitely like, cause like, I feel I used to like text them to myself before, but there would always be like this hint of quality that like, it wouldn't be completely that. So then I was like, you know what, let's just airdrop it. Cause like, I'm pretty sure airdropping is like the exact same, pretty sure it does the exact same quality.
Yeah, I was watching a video the other day, and like I've run into those issues too. If I'm just emailing a photo or a video clip to myself, like AirDrop is from an iPhone to a Mac is the best way to go because there is no compression, so you will get the same clip.
Cool.
So I just found that out
Nice.
last week, and I'm like,
Really? You're like, oh,
why is this email compressing everything that I send? So
yeah, right.
AirDrop all the way.
Oh my gosh, literally stay on AirDrop. Let's see. So then this next clip.
While you're continuing here, I just wanted to let everyone in the chat know we are about an hour in. For those that are just joining us, we are just learning some amazing. My mind is as blown as your head is falling off of this sweatshirt and this hoodie. So we're here with Jillian. She is taking us through her amazing transitions and how she has gone so viral on TikTok. And this specific video, we're getting into the nuts and bolts on how to create it. So for those that are just joining us, continue to leave your comments, your questions, all the good things in the chat. We're here for a little less than an hour, and we will be back tomorrow. So just a little update. And for those that are joining, please head over to behance.net/Adobe Live. If you missed the stream today, it will be replayable on Adobe Creative Cloud's YouTube. So lots of good stuff.
Cool. Yeah, definitely ask any questions that you guys want, even if it's like not related at all to like this, just anything that's on your mind. Ask away. Happy to answer anything.
That's what we're here for. Exactly.
So let's see. So this next clip is me now changing back into my hoodie. And this is probably one of the hardest transitions to do and to like film, because you have to get it pretty like on like timing and like pretty smooth. But it's hard because it's like right when you're like throwing up the hoodie, it's like it can like go anywhere. So I always have to like base it off of like, okay, wherever the hoodie lands, then I have to like base it off of, where I am in like the frame. Definitely takes a little bit of practice, but if you guys have like the time and like want to like try like this sort of transition, definitely recommend, because this one is one of the trippiest ones that I know. Cause I'm like literally throwing myself up in the air and then just like, I don't have any legs, and then I like reappear back into it. And it's crazy because it's not like any crazy like VFX effects or anything. It's literally just like clips, it's like cutting between clips. And then obviously you can zoom, make it smoother. But at the end of the day, like if you like really want to like make cool videos like this, you don't need to like know all these like crazy things. It literally just takes practice and just, working on like trying to get those clips, exactly from like where the last one was and just like timing and everything. But I think that's like a cool aspect of like transition videos is it's literally just cutting between clips, because people always think it's like some crazy like editing thing that you need to have like, years of like, Premiere under your belt and stuff. But it's like, no, like you can like just pretty like easily do this. So that's why
you said you've been using Premiere for like months or weeks at this point?
Months.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, so you've still been using Premiere, but I think one of the cool things about these transitions, like you just said, is, people see a lot of the artificial effect transitions that, purchasing an effects pack or like learning how to do a lot of stuff in After Effects, which is great and it has its place. But what's so amazing about this is just all creativity and coming up with these ideas and running through those transitions yourself. Straight out of your phone. So anybody can do this.
Literally anybody
with a phone.
Totally. And like you said, I think that's like one of the coolest things, so again, if you're watching and you're inspired, definitely give this a try. It is really fun, and I'm giving you like the whole behind the scenes tip thing. So definitely if you want to try, I would say go for it. All right, and then for this next clip, right, I have the hoodie back on, so I'm going to be landing. I'll try it about here. Let's see how this looks. This might take a few like adjusting tries, but let's see. So I definitely need to make this clip longer because that was like pretty off. So I'll move this like here about, maybe one more. Let's see. That might be good. Let's snap this on and see. So that's pretty good.
Yeah.
I think that should work. And then actually something like interesting about this, you can see the camera move a little bit, and like I had already recorded it, so I couldn't really redo it. But like I mentioned before, don't worry if your camera moves, you can edit it to make it look completely smooth in Premiere Pro just by like zooming and using the little position and scale up there. So I'll teach you how to do that. So that I think that's actually a kind of good example, because that does happen quite often where your camera might move in the slightest and you think you can't fix it, but don't worry, because you definitely can.
Yeah. Well, if you're in Los Angeles and there happens to be an earthquake, because that has happened before,
Exactly.
you're just mid video and an earthquake is going on. Like,
I'm like,
sorry,
wait,
you just moved my
yeah.
tripod.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Premiere's got me. I got it.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's play that. Yeah, so that looks
Man,
pretty smooth. Oh, I love this. I love this transition.
I have a question. How many
Totally.
times did it take you, like, how many clips did you have of you throwing that hoodie up with the pillow inside before it landed? Because I feel like you couldn't have gotten that lucky that it just happened to land like a leaf.
Yeah, that is one of the hardest things about this, because I mentioned before, this is a really hard transition. That alone is one of the hardest things. Spent probably an hour trying to get that. And it's like crazy to say, but I mean, it totally pays off, right? Because it's like, oh, like, how did she get it to land like that? And it's like, no, definitely didn't get it on the first try or first 15 tries. Definitely took probably like 50 or like 40 tries, which is crazy to say, but it pays off because it looks pretty freaking cool. Yeah. And then landing back into that. Then I will be punching the screen. So that looks like a good position to end. So, and another thing you can do if you don't want to like use Command K to cut, you can just hover over whatever like you want it to end on, and then you can just drag this clip, and then you'll see these like lines appear, and then it'll just be completely in line. It kind of depends on what your workflow is. I mean, I do both, but it's definitely good to just to know both, like, and know multiple ways to kind of cut clips. So let's see, this next clip then is me punching again, and I'm now changed into my orange hoodie and my little white bucket hat. So I'll probably end it. This one, okay, this is like another case where the lighting just did not work in my favor, because the lighting, you can see it's like really bright right here, right? But like here, it's like there's kind of no way to avoid it. It's like that shadow. Right. So we'll definitely have to adjust it a little bit. I'll probably, let's try this. We'll see how this works. Let's go back over here. Drag the marker, and so let's see. So that's okay. That's like pretty smooth. I think I might actually come back here, try and do like one more clip. And what I am gonna do, I'm gonna zoom in a little bit, because as you can see, that's like that's pretty small on camera, but this clip, I'm like, my hand's a lot closer. So just to give it that, like, because again, we want the clips as close as possible in frame, like to what, you know, the ending of this clip was, and then the beginning of this one is, just to give it that smooth kind of feel. And also in this case, you can see the whole background changes. So I definitely need to like utilize the zooming in feature, because the whole background is changing, and it's just like, I mean, that's like, it's pretty smooth, but again, I'm a big perfectionist when it comes to these videos, so I want it to be like perfect. And then, I like this one too. This one's a really easy one, and it's like really, really cool. I'm pretty sure I came up with it too.
I just imagined you, like, not that you do this at all, but I just imagine you like walking around LA, just like doing these movements in the street, just like,
no, literally,
just like, I'm like moving my head, just like, I live in transitions.
Literally, I live and breathe transitions. You'll see me walking down the streets, like holding my phone out nonstop. But yeah, so this is like a really, really cool, easy one. As you can see, like the motion stops here. So we want it to have that motion. I kind of sound like a broken record, but I'm repeating it because it is just very, very important. And like, that's the way that your videos are going to be very clean and smooth. So we'll do Command K, delete that last clip, and then come over here. And then this is now I took the hoodie and the my bucket hat off. So now I'm gonna go back and see, and as you can see, yeah, I'm literally just holding the hoodie in my left hand, holding the hat in my right hand, like basically like how I was doing that. And so let's see, I'll go frame by frame. See, that probably has too much of the hat in it, and I want like motion in it. So I'll probably do this clip. Let's see how this plays out. Let's see. All right, yeah, so that's pretty smooth. So let's like do like a little playback. Yeah, so that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Let's see, I'm gonna just test out, just for the fun of it, I'm gonna test out doing that one extra clip, because I'm like, can never be too careful. Might as well check to see, maybe it could be a little bit smoother. So I'll play that back again. Yeah, and, oh, wait, that actually, perfect. Yeah, I think I actually might like that. Oh, I don't know.
It's so hard. I mean, like to the naked eye, like I actually think that one is a little tighter. But they're both like, either one would fool every average human.
I probably think that one is a little bit smoother, because in the last one it kind of looked like my hat like moved a little bit. And again, like I mean, I've been doing this for a year. I kind of like pick up on like absolutely like everything, you know? So I think, and again, when you slow it down, that looks pretty, it's kind of trippy too. I love slowing it down.
I know.
It's like, what? Like,
it's sick.
What's going on? Really good. And see, and then this is when I push out. So highlight that clip.
So Jillian, for this specific video, Bruce wants to know, are you aiming for 30 seconds? Are you aiming for a minute? Are you aiming for 15 seconds?
This is gonna be probably about a 25-second video, but the reason is because of, first off, it is probably gonna be like a little bit of a longer video, but this clip alone is already like 8 seconds, like this beginning clip, just because I wanted to add some like suspense and stuff. So like this would normally be probably about like a 15-second video, like one of my average videos. But because of that beginning clip, and like I usually don't do like a long clip like that in the beginning, it is going to be a little bit longer. But in terms of like all the other clips and like the amount of clips that I have, that's pretty normal. So cool. So yeah. Let's see. And then, so I just swiped this off. Here, wait 1 second.
So cool to see it starting to come together. Just like, just these, I mean, cause you can get very hung up in the clip by clip, and then it's probably nice to play it back throughout the whole process.
Totally.
We're onto something.
Yeah. Actually, speaking of, I mean, we could play it back right now and just see what we have so far.
Yeah. Let's see what we're working with so far.
Let's totally do that. So again, I haven't done any like editing. This is all like, I mean, I don't mean that by like that, but in terms of like zooming and like keyframing and stuff. But this is basically all just like really taking your time to go in through each clip and make it, you know, as smooth as possible. So let's see what we're working with right now. Let's see. Alrighty.
So cool.
Thank you. And another thing too that I am going to go over, I mean, we haven't added music yet, and music is a very, very important component to making a really cool transition video, because that was super cool, but it was like pretty quiet, you know? So we'll add in that music, and that's going to like bring a whole nother element to the video. It's like honestly like night and day. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, I was going to ask you actually, like process wise, because, you know, depending on the video, some people start with music, start with sound design, and then build the clips around that. It seems like you're doing the opposite, where you're actually building your cut first, and then you're going to go back and find the track that fits the clips that you've already put together.
Totally, yeah. So it usually does depend, but in this case, I think it is more beneficial to kind of just get all the clips together. And I think it's just kind of just because those are like, regardless of the music, that's how like the video is going to play out. But then when I add the music, then that's when I can kind of even like, you know, zoom to the beat and do like different cool stuff like that. So I definitely like just all the raw footage. I like putting the clips together. Then I like watching the video being like, okay, what kind of music would work with this? And then I add that. And then, yeah, again, that's like it's honestly like a night and day difference. So let's see. So then I'm pushing out here. And then this is going to be the clip where like, this is going to, excuse me. I am going to be like on my phone in this clip. I'm going to show you how to mask it. So let's see. I will push out from here and see that there's a lot of motion there. We'll just do a quick Command K, delete that last clip. Then I'm going to be like looking around, right? Like being like, oh my God, I'm like inside a phone. What's going on? Right, Susie? That's like another element thing I like to add, where it's like kind of the way like your face looks and like what you do and stuff like adds to the video. Cause it's like, I think it's like cool, like looking around, because I'm literally going to be looking around at my phone being like, I'm trapped in a box. Like what's going on? So that's just like another tip. Really try and it definitely helps to like plan out your videos like that. So let's see. So this is a pretty simple clip. I'm going to actually drag this out a little bit more. I think there should be good. And then let's see. Yeah. So that's you honestly, you can barely tell that it's like a transition between that, but that,
it almost looks like it's the exact same clip.
Yeah. Right. And that's like what I always try and like, it's always the goal. So like that, and then I'm going to be looking around, and then this next clip is going to be me like back in my hoodie. And this is going to be me after the, like once I'm not on the phone anymore. So it'll be like the regular kind of looking clip. So let's see. So I'm just kind of going to be looking around, and there's not really a transition in this one, because it's just going to be like going from like basically the transition is like going from the phone to like the regular clip again.
Gotcha.
But let's see. So let's see how long I want to do that. Let me just drag this over here super quick. So I'll probably cut it. Oh wait, actually, I did forget. Okay, no, I did add a clap in there. That's my bad. So I did add a little clap to make it just a little bit smoother. So I'm going to put it here and then end it where my, it's like covering my face. And then I'll go back into this clip, go frame by frame, and I'll either do it here or here. I'm going to test both out and see which one looks better, which one looks smoother. So we'll try that first. Okay, that's pretty good. I'm going to try doing, let's see. I'm going to try doing it one frame like that. I know.
Especially with a clap, like you don't want to have a double clap. Like you
exactly. Or like have it be like, because like it claps like fast and exactly. So honestly, this probably is going to look, so that's definitely a lot. That's definitely a lot smoother. Because it's like that whole motion thing, right? So then let's see, then I'm like, I'm like back in my hoodie, or like what's going on? Then I lift up, lots of motion in this, more motion, the better, the cleaner it can be. So I'm just gonna like easily cut that there. And then this is another case where I put my pillow in my hoodie. So as you can see, it's kind of trippy, like looking at it. But it looks pretty realistic when you utilize that. And I have not given that tip away. People have been asking me that on TikTok and stuff. So you guys are like really the first one to hear it, that pillow is where it's at. And again, like seeing this whole like behind the scenes process, like I usually like don't, show that to try and like, like keep it like kind of secret in a way. But like, again, y'all are the homies for like coming on this stream. So obviously it's like, you guys get to see everything. So
we get a little sneak peek at the true sauce. Honestly.
Exactly. The true sauce. I like that. So let's see, I'm going to go back to this clip and, let's see, where's my marker? And let's see what this last clip is. So it's about there. So that should be like something maybe here should be good, I believe. And so we'll drag that back on to here, have that snap on. And then
I feel like the pillow in the sweatshirt is like the old school, like you're sick from school or you like play hooky or something.
Oh my God. Yeah. Right. And like putting it in your bed and stuff.
Yeah. It's like, oh, like mom comes into the room. Oh, they're asleep. It's
they're asleep. Right. Yeah. Yeah. So
just
another
pillow.
No, that's so funny. So yeah, so that's pretty smooth. I'm basically like right in my hoodie and then I'm like, whoa, what's going on? So I will then, so playing that back, that is a pretty smooth transition. And then what I'm going to do next is probably have to cut it here because as you can see here, my face is showing and kind of like no matter what the next clip is, it probably won't look that smooth because it's going to be like my whole face is disappearing and that's going to be like pretty obvious. So I'm going to cut it here and let's see. So that should be good.
Voodoo Val in the chat said, I feel like with the SpongeBob hoodie, you really missed an opportunity to call it the secret formula, but I'll let it slide just this once. Is it the secret sauce? Secret formula?
It's the secret formula. Okay. I mean, I'm an OG SpongeBob fan. It's the Krabby Patty secret formula.
Yeah, obviously.
Obviously. Really smart. That's why I like how they were like, we'll let it pass.
We'll let it slide just this time.
This is one time. Okay, cool. So this is the end of that clip. So now I will zoom out, come over here, and then this is where I'm gonna be like, now I'm like changed into the hoodie, right? And then I'm gonna be like kind of going down with my head. This should probably work good. So I might have to adjust it a little bit, but let's just see like what it looks like for now. Let's see. So we'll snap that clip on and then kind of go frame by frame and see how that's looking. So that's pretty smooth. Let's see how it looks see how it looks all together. All right, yeah, so that's pretty smooth. I think I'm gonna, just because again, I'm like nitpicky, I'm gonna adjust it one frame and see if I can see a little bit of a difference, if it's better or not.
I don't know, I almost think it was better before.
I think it was better before too. Yeah, no, definitely. So I'm honestly
very subtle, but
very subtle, but like, yeah, but in the slightest you can notice. So I just went up here to, just a quick tip if you want to like undo something really quick, go up here to edit and then just press undo. And now it's going to be back to the original way that I had it. So again, if you honestly like also accidentally like delete something, you always have that undo button up there for you and it's come in clutch many, many times. So definitely good to know about that.
I literally have a sticker on my keyboard that says Command Z. It's like
really
undo everything. The amount of times I do Command Z in a daily is too
oh my
much.
Gosh, literally insane. All right, cool. So now this is like the motion of my hand moving across. So I'm actually gonna, because there's a lot of different ways I could go with that. So I'm actually gonna like look at this clip and see what's probably gonna work best. Let's see. So we'll go frame by frame here. Let's see. Yeah, see, I kind of like have to set up my arm. So I'll probably do it.
I love that you're laughing too in the, like, are you just alone doing this or is there
I'm completely alone. Yeah, no one else is here.
Which is great. Like, I think that's so, because clearly, and you could do this by yourself and just have fun with it. Like, it shows, it comes through.
Yeah, no, sometimes also like when I'm literally like editing alone, sometimes I will like talk out loud and be like, ooh, nice. I'll be like, yep, that's it. Like literally just like completely alone in my room.
Yep. I feel that.
Right? It just happens. It's natural. All right, so I'll probably let's try here. I'm gonna highlight that and then again do Command K for a quick little cut and then drag this guy over here and let's see. So I'll just zoom in on this and then I'm just gonna kind of drag it to where I think would be good. And again, yeah, we just want to keep that like motion in there, always wanting motion because that's gonna keep that smoothness. So let's see how that works. I think that these might be a little bit off, but again, when we go back, we're gonna be editing them, that's pretty
good.
smooth. So let's see how it looks like real time. Okay, yeah, so that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Actually, I think I'm pretty happy with that. So I'll do that. And then this is where the old head spin comes in. My face literally looks crazy, like looking back and forth like that. And so I think like this, either this one or this one probably has the most motion in it. And this one is a pretty hard transition to do. But definitely possible, even if you're like just starting out. The thing with doing these, like it is going to take a good amount of time, and you're going to have a little bit of patience for it. But again, just to keep you motivated, like thinking of that final product is like, that's what keeps me going. If I'm ever like, oh, this is like taking a long time, or like, this is so hard. It's like, nope, think of how cool the final video is going to look.
Yeah.
You know? So
absolutely.
Definitely, that's one of my recommendations.
Do you like send these when you're finished before you post them to TikTok? Do you send them to like friends or family and just go like, oh, this is a little sneak peek, and get their opinion on it too? Oh,
definitely. I'm like, so like, what do we think about this one? And then everyone's always so nice. They're like, how did you do that? And I never know what to say. I'm just like, I don't know. I just kind of do it, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, now you're literally seeing the whole behind the scenes process. So I do have like a few takes of me doing this. So I'm going to like kind of test out and see which one is going to work the best. So this one transition is especially hard because the lighting changes and it's kind of impossible to avoid that. So I think, let's see, I'm going to try this first one. I think this first take of me like going down with going up with my head. So we'll try like here. We'll see how that works. And again, lighting isn't like the hugest deal because you can always like go back and like there's like under the effects panel, there's like a brightness and contrast thing that I like to do. It's just like super quick and easy, just to like change some of the settings and stuff on like color. So let's put this together and let's see what we're working with here.
Is that hoodie just sit like the pillows inside is just sitting on your floor, or do you have it propped up somewhere?
So it's sitting on my chair actually. Okay. And yeah, so you kind of have to like adjust it and then like adjust the color too to make sure it's like kind of like looks the most like realistic, right? Because like the way the collar like goes around my neck there, and then I have to like set it up a certain way, but then make sure like you can't see the pillow. Definitely takes like a little bit of practice, but it's pretty easy. So cool. Definitely gonna need to adjust this a little bit. Yeah, see how the lighting changes?
Yeah.
That's a little unfortunate, but we can definitely like work with that. And honestly, I think that's pretty smooth. Even though there is that lighting change, I think that we can work with this and we can edit it a little bit, but for now, that's honestly pretty smooth. So I am going to, I literally look crazy. I am going to like, let's see, crop it like here. And then I'm only going to do like a few of these head spins. But as you can see, then I like turn my head back and then just get it like as far back as I can, to try and like give that, like that spinning, like motion, and like try and make it like as smooth as possible, basically.
Gotcha.
So let's see, we will go back here. And
I wanted to just quickly like just chime in on the lighting piece of this too.
Totally.
Because,
yeah.
You had mentioned, the importance of lighting early on in the stream, and if people are joining a little bit late too, like just to start out, like what you have been doing, a phone, a ring light is really all you need, and it's not going to break your bank. But if you took it, one step further, let's say in your apartment, and threw up some blackout curtains or, like sound blankets or something like that, like then you're at least controlling the light the entire day, and you don't have to, like, I have them in here, but I got lazy today, and that helps a lot with that consistency. So
yeah, no, definitely. Because lighting is like a very, very big aspect in that. So if you do want to like invest in, first off, a ring light, I mean, like a ring light can be used for like many things. I think it's very versatile, and like, you might as well get one. Cause again, there's a lot of things you can do with it, but I do like that. idea of blackout curtains. I actually personally have yet to get those, and I'm definitely going to, especially now that you mentioned it, because like I've just kind of gone with the fact it's like, oh, I always have to film my transition videos at night. But
Right.
I think I would like blackout curtains, you know, because sometimes I don't want to film until like 5 a.m. in the morning. Sometimes I want to do it at 2 p.m.
Yeah,
you know,
you're like, I have a life. I can't.
Yeah,
I gotta be sleeping at that
gotta
time.
be sleeping a little bit, right? So yeah, that is actually a very, very good recommendation, and I will probably be doing that after this live stream.
Awesome.
So let's see. So we have this clip, excuse me, here, and then yeah, again, I'm going to be turning my head. So we want to keep that motion. So this is like kind of where the motion starts. So this might be a trial and error because there might be better clips that could be used, but let's just like see how this looks for now. Okay, yeah, so that's pretty smooth playing it all together.
It looks like your head is literally rolling off your neck there.
I know,
like
right?
That extra turn. It
I
almost
know.
makes
So
it look crazier.
trippy. Yeah. So then let's do it. Let's see. So then it looks like that. And then I'll cut it to where like it basically stops. So I feel like motion probably there is probably good. And then let's just come over here, and then I'm going to be doing that again. And I'm probably only going to do 2 spins. I like to get a lot of like clips because again, I just press record and I just like keep doing it. And I like to do it multiple times and like just as many times as I think that I need, because it's always nice, you know, not having to go back and re-record and like just giving yourself options, you know. That's something I've definitely learned. So I'm going to delete that last clip, and then we'll put this together and see if this is looking smooth. So let's play this. Yeah, cool. Okay, yeah, that looks really good. So now I'm going to be probably doing it one more time. And then, oh my God, that is so scary. My eye.
Yeah. Like, oh my God, help me. Get me out of this apartment.
Right. So, okay, I'll cut it here. And then the next spin that I'm going to need to do is going to be me coming back down into my hoodie. So let's see. Okay, there's my face again.
Everyone in the chat is very concerned about your neck. Whoever's joining
really?
late. Yeah, she's
yeah.
like, Jillian did say that her neck used to hurt, but she's gotten pretty.
I've gotten used to it.
Used to it.
But oh my gosh, I mean, like literally one time though, like when I was first learning, because I mean, I didn't really know how to do it, and I kind of like sort of came up with this new like head spin thing. I literally like did it and was like just going full for it, and I literally like cracked my neck, and I was like, oh my God, what did I just do? I mean, it was fine like in a few minutes, but I was like, I needed to take a breather, and it was also like 5 a.m. at that point, so I was just like, what is going on right now? I'm like, but no, yes, practice makes better. So I definitely don't hurt my neck as much. So yeah, so these next clips, you can see I'm like coming back down into like the frame, and like the closer your face is to the camera, the smoother it's gonna be, and you can see there's a lot of motion here. And then for the next clip, you'll see then I'm like back in the hoodie, and then I'm just doing that. So let's see. I'm not sure exactly which one to do, but I say let's just like kind of go with this one. Looks pretty solid. So we'll go with this one, and then some spinning. There's motion here. I will cut that, and then let's see. When do I need to cut this? And then so then I'll cut this here and drag that last clip over. Have that snap on to the time frame. And let's see. So that, cool. Okay, so that's smooth. And then I'm landing about here. So I will then do another Command K and then get rid of that clip. So now let's kind of like watch it through, see how it's looking. So I'll throw that. Cool.
Oh my God, it's
nice.
So cool.
Oh, thank you. Oh yeah, I love that. That's one of my favorite transitions, because it's so trippy, right? It's like, how the heck?
Like what? Like where's her head spinning from?
Exactly. And I've also, because like I've done a little bit of transition tutorials, but I've never done like a head spin one. So this is my technique, guys.
Cool.
You get to see the whole behind the scenes process. So definitely try this out. Just be be careful with your neck a little bit, and then you'll be fine.
Have you ever, I was trying to think of like the style that you have sort of reminds me of some other people on Instagram and on YouTube that I've watched for years. And it just came to me, like, are you a fan of Zach King?
Oh my gosh, yes. I was like, is he about to say Zach King? Like, I hope he does. Yes. Oh my gosh. He honestly has been like so like inspiring for me, because I mean, especially before I was making these videos, I would watch his video, and I'm sure like that's like everyone's reaction, right? To watching his videos, it's like how did you just do that? Like literally crazy. I literally like, and again, that's the thing where it's like, it is kind of similar in a way, because I would watch it so many times and be like, how the heck did he just do this? And I love those types of videos that just like totally like mess with your brain, right? And you're like, what? Like, what's going on? Like, it's so, I just love trippy videos, you know, and like it makes you want to watch it again too. So that's like, he definitely has been like big inspo to me. You guys should like check him out and like see the videos that he makes. He is like awesome.
His work is pretty ridiculous. And like, I mean, but I feel like I see a lot of similarities in I think the personality that you show in these videos too. And one of the things I've always admired about his work is just the positivity and like the fun, high energy, especially in a world where there's so many things going on. And like you watch videos like this, and even if it's a couple minutes out of your day that like make you feel a certain way, I think there's purpose in what you're doing. So props to you for sure.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. Oh, that makes me really happy. Let's see. So where was I? Okay. So the last clip is this, right? I'm like coming back into the hoodie. I just spun my head around like a bunch of times, and now I'm going to be coming back into I look so crazy. I'm going to be coming back into the clip here. So I'll be probably here should work. Might need to adjust it a little bit, but yeah, again, as you can see, now I'm back in that hoodie, in the orange hoodie, and let's see. Okay. Ooh, nice. That's pretty smooth. There's a little bit of like, the lighting difference, but honestly, I don't think that's really going to matter. So, okay, nice. And then, I'm like, end of the video. Yeah. So that's actually the last clip of like the video, and like going through all of it, and kind of just, I mean, as you can see, it does like take quite a bit of time, right? To like go through each one of the clips and just to like make sure it's all like totally in line and everything. And you can look in the timeline. There's like there's a good amount of clips here. Yeah. So I say, let's do like a quick playthrough. There's not going to be any music, so we'll definitely add that later. But just for now, I say let's just kind of see what we're working with here.
Yeah, let's take one final look here. We got about like a little less than 15 minutes, so I think we're in a good place.
Time really flies by. It felt like it's been like 20 minutes.
It does.
It's been almost 2 hours.
Especially on your end, it really does.
Yeah, right. I'm like, ooh, but now I'm like, wait, what? At least we have tomorrow too.
Yes.
So I'm really, really excited that we have 2 days. So definitely, if you guys want to join tomorrow's live stream, it's at the same exact time. It's from 12 to 2, and I'm going to be like really going in and like editing and like showing you guys how to do the cool Spider-Man thing, and like, you know, all the different really cool aspects to like really bring this transition video to life, because I know it already looks pretty good, but again, with all the elements that like Premiere has and that you can do with it, it's like totally going to be a game changer, and with the music as well. Yeah. So let's do a quick playthrough and see what we're working with here.
Oh my God.
Yay!
So good.
Thank you.
I feel like the whole time I just wanted to like create sound effects with my mouth.
Yeah, right.
Like just everything just has something to it.
Yeah, right. I know, it was pretty silent. I was like,
no, but it looks it looks really, really good. And like, if you can get that excited, I think that's like such a big piece too, like to be able to get fired up with your own work and something that you watch back. And if you're fired up about it, then other people will be fired up about it. And if there's no lull in the cuts, like, you've done a good job, and that you've cut out, trimmed the fat, and cut out certain things.
Exactly. All right. Well, awesome. So we have how much time? Like about
you got about 10 minutes.
Okay, cool. So I'm just gonna then like kind of, now that we have all of these clips, I'll kind of get started on what I'll be like doing tomorrow.
Sure.
But I just like to kind of do some of the basic stuff right now. So one of the things too is I am going to be adding music, and you like, especially in this clip, right? Like you can hear the clap, and like I don't want that in there. So I just want all of the sound out. So what I'm going to do is basically just highlight. So just drag and then highlight all of these clips. And then what you're going to do is right click, and then under here, you're going to see unlink. So this is going to unlink the clips from the audio, because right now, I'll just show you again. Right now, when you click on one thing, if you just click on the clip, it's going to highlight both the clip and the audio, but we want to separate that and make it just the clip, no audio. So again, highlight all of these guys. You're going to right click and then go to unlink, press that. And then you're going to see that now I can separately click on them, and I want to get rid of all the audio. So just highlight all that, press delete, and now it's going to be no audio in there. And now, just, it's going to be the music. So,
Awesome.
So I think what we can do now is find the music real quick. So
before you get into that, Jillian, I just wanted to ask a question. We had
totally
a couple questions back here while we're sort of wrapping up today. Voodoo Val wanted to know, we talked about Zach King, but what are some other things that inspire your creativity, whether it's other creators, video or non-video creators? Yeah,
so it's definitely a lot of it is taking inspiration from other people, and then kind of being like, and again, like I mentioned earlier in this live stream, like what I did to kind of get good at transition videos is literally watching other people, how they do it, and then slowing it down. Like I would save the videos and again, like go frame by frame and figure out exactly how they would do it. Which again, I think this is a really cool way to learn, just like a full like talking process, because I am going like frame by frame.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely like watching other people's videos, and like somehow just like the more I started making transition videos, the more passionate I became about it. And I think like, I think I am like a pretty creative person. So I would kind of just some nights, like just be like alone in my room, like watching TikToks or like making videos. And it would literally be like the most random, like ideas that I would have, like for example, one, it's not in this video, but a transition that I came up with once is basically like you're holding the phone, right? And you go out like that. So it's like, well, I'll just like do it here. So it's like that. Right. And then you get close to the camera, and then you like do that. So it looks like you're from far away, and then you go like that. And then you're just like that. And then you come back. So it's kind of like you're almost like holding your hand. And, and yeah, my inspo just came from like watching other people's videos. And then just like, I think I'm just really, really passionate about video editing and making. So I would just take and spend a lot of time trying to come up with like new ideas and like figure out, like, how can I push beyond the boundaries? How can I like make this next level type content, So I would just constantly like be watching other people's videos and just like kind of being inside my own head. And then also I did mention a little bit earlier in this live stream as well, looking around in my room, like look around in your room, see what transitions you can make. Like, right, I got a mirror right here in the back. I could totally like, like zoom in on the mirror, and that is a transition that you can do where you like zoom in on the mirror and then you like move closer towards the mirror and then you're like appearing. So it kind of looks like you're like appearing in the mirror. And I remember I have a cup here. One time, like I made like a little like cup transition where I would go like that, and then it would like, the cup would be out, and then I'd spin it, and then like I'd spin it again and it'd like disappear from my hand. I've also made, I'm just like grabbing things. I have a candle too. One time I like lit the candle and I kind of like made a transition like with the flame and kind of like put it up like towards the camera, and then like it like changed like from clip to clip. But so honestly, just start by doing that. Like watch other people's videos, kind of start making the videos, just like go for it. And then also just look around in your room, see what, hoodies you have, And I said before too, like I have a ukulele and a guitar, and I did like a cool transition with that. And I'm even thinking like, because I did a transition where I was basically holding it, but I'm thinking, what if I, just because my creative juices are flowing right now, like, you know, holding the ukulele or holding the guitar first and doing like a really dramatic like strum, right? And then it like changes, you know, and then maybe like the lights then like are flashing once I do that, and like changing the LED lights and stuff. Like
it'd be kind of cool if you like were two different characters, like you like created personalities with like one's a ukulele player and one's a guitar player, and like every time you strum, you're like now like the ukulele
it's like
player.
Different. Oh,
Yeah.
That's such a good idea. Okay, wait, I am probably gonna do that. That is a really good idea. Cool.
I honestly love, like, I think one of the things that, you know, I again, like beating a dead horse or whatever the proper PC saying is these days, is just like the fact that if you're inspired and you're clearly passionate about this, and, you know, we're both passionate about filmmaking and video editing, but people at home and everyone in this chat, like, you don't need other people or a huge team. I think it can be kind of intimidating sometimes when you think about creating video. You're like, oh, I need this camera, I need this crew, or I need this lens, or I need this. And what's so fun is that like the creativity that you put into these videos speaks for itself. And you can just, like, you just came up with like 3 ideas just right there that you're like, oh, okay, we're gonna go make this thing. And so if you are passionate about it, you know, it's really fun to see that energy and know that take a phone and some creativity and just do it. You know, just try, learn from, you know, different techniques, and you just get better and better.
Yeah, totally. And I think like another reason too why a lot of people like sometimes just don't go for it is because they're like, oh, like I don't have the right equipment, like I don't have like a ring light, I don't have like, you know, LED lights. But I mean, that's like how I started too. Like, right. And I kind of just like came up with ways to like work with that. And I think just like, and that's also in life. I mean, we might as well get a little philosophical here again, but it's like, you know, so much of the time we like don't go for something because we feel like, you know, we don't have like the right things or like the right assets, or we're like not prepared enough. But how anyone, you know, really gets anywhere is just like going for it, working with what you have and like trying, and then that stuff will like eventually come. But for right now, like to you guys at home, if you like don't have a ring light, or like you even don't have like the best quality of camera or anything, like just try right now, work with what you have, and you'll be super surprised by like what you can actually, like what you see you can do.
Oh my God. So, absolutely.
So,
I think anyone who is still on and who wants to, you know, rewatch this will benefit greatly from not only some philosophical, you know, speeches coming from Jillian and just some motivation, and also just the techniques you learned today. I think we're running a little bit low on time though. So what I'm going to do is just pause here. We'll revisit it tomorrow because I think you're at a really good place in terms of the edit.
I think that was perfect timing. Yeah.
Great timing. And tomorrow you're going to be working on the music, you know, sound design, Mogerts,
like masking,
text.
Mogerts. Yeah. Like all that those fun elements. So definitely join tomorrow because it's going to get really, really exciting, and it's awesome. The video is going to come to life.
Well, I'm excited now. So I'm really excited. And honestly, like I'm going to leave this like, what am I doing tonight? I should make some transitions.
Yeah, no, totally. Just look around your room, see what you can do.
Absolutely. Well, thank you, Jillian. It was a pleasure meeting you. You have some amazing contagious energy, and I'm sure this won't be the last time that you're on here. For those watching, just a few housekeeping items as we wrap up here, just a couple minutes left. Like we said, Jillian and I will be back tomorrow at 12 p.m. Pacific time. I'm an East Coast time, so I get those mixed up sometimes, for part 2 of editing. So again, masking, some more transitions, Mogerts, sound, like all the
really cool stuff.
Exactly. All the nitty gritty details that really make these kind of videos pop. So definitely join us for that tomorrow. And again, Adobe Live will be back tomorrow at 8:30 a.m. Pacific time with a Creative Cloud Express stream, just to, you know, kick off your morning. Great way to start your morning. And tune in with Andrew on Adobe Live as he uses the app to design his own cocktail menus. So just tons of exciting stuff, and really happy to be here. Jillian, again, thank you so much. We'll be back tomorrow for day 2. And for those that are watching, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys tomorrow.
Thank you guys. Bye.
Take care.